How you doing, wrestling fans? As I said at the end of the final recap video, here we are with the undercard of the G1 Climax 26 Finals show, in front of a completely sold out audience. Opening tag match had Liger and Tiger Mask versus Taguchi and David Finlay. Tiger Mask hit a Tiger Driver on David Finlay, but it wasn't quite enough. He then hit a Tiger Suplex from the top rope to pick up the fall. 2 3/4 star match, but David Finlay has really made a name for himself on the undercard of these G1 shows. Up next you had Yoshitatsu and Captain New Japan versus Gedo and a rare appearance from Jado. Gedo and Jado won when Captain New Japan tapped to Jado's crossface. It was a really poor match, 1.5 stars. One saving grace for this match was the English commentary was pretty funny. Next up, Great Bash heel Makabe and Honma versus Yoshihashi and Tomohiro Ishii. There was a sliding lariat double knees combo by Ishii and Hashi, a great little double team move. And Ishii and Yoshihashi won when Yoshihashi used the Karma on Tomoaki Honma to pick up the win. 3.5 star match, a really good tag match actually. And next, there's a lot to talk about this one. Big Team New Japan versus Team Pro Wrestling Noah 8-man tag match. For Team New Japan you had Shibata, Tenzan, Nagata and Nakanishi. On Team Noah you had Nakajima, Go Shiozaki, Maybach Taniguchi and Masa Kitamiya. On commentary just before the match got started, Kevin Kelly brought up a great point about how Tokyo 2020, the Olympic Games, might clash with the G1 and how they're going to work around that. When asked about Tokyo 2020, Kadani, the owner of Bushi Road, New Japan's parent company, said in the post-tournament press conference a few hours ago that next year's G1, not even 2020's, but next year's will be slightly different to before, so they're already going to change up the format possibly onto the match, and Shiozaki and Shibata had exchanges that were so entertaining. There was a sense of electricity when they were both in the ring. One of the big talking points of this match, which you might have seen on Twitter, is there was a shocking headbutt from Shibata to Nakajima, which actually immediately cut open Shibata's forehead. But just it was the most brutal thing. People were saying on Twitter they were vomiting. That's where the thumbnail picture came from. Eventually Nakajima picked up the win for Team Noah with a vertical spike on Nakanishi to pick up the fall. It was a 3.5 star match, maybe 3 3/4 stars, really entertaining, lots of tense atmosphere to this. And then absolute chaos ensued afterwards. Shibata went straight for Nakajima some more, and we had Young Lions, New Japan staff, Pro Wrestling Noah staff, all trying to stop them from fighting anymore. It was just like this brawl in the ring. And then Shibata went and headbutted Shiozaki several times before trying to get to Nakajima some more. It was so engrossing and believable that at the time I didn't know if this was a shoot. And I think that's when wrestling's at its most beautiful. To give you an idea of the atmosphere, Steve Corino pointed out that there were Japanese fans throwing middle fingers at Nakajima after this match. Dave Meltzer tweeted that Shibata was trending worldwide after this, by the way, which is phenomenal for a New Japan show. And what I will say from this is we can expect a lot of Noah and New Japan crossover in the coming weeks. A little bit more on that after the next match. But just before the break you had the IWGP Tag Titles match, the Briscoes versus Takahashi and Page. Takahashi was introduced as the Tokyo Pimp. He sort of spruced up his image. He's got new gear, new music. He came out with 4 ladies as opposed to just 1 this time, 1 or 2. The match also doubled up as build towards Adam Page versus Jay Briscoe at Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor this Friday. Adam Page clocked Jay Briscoe one of the belts early on and made him bleed from the head. Jay Briscoe hit a Death Valley driver on Page on the apron. The Briscoes retained with a Doomsday device on Page in a 3-star match. Then we had the interval, and just before the second half of the show there was a strange video they showed in the arena with the message "Time Bomb will happen soon." It's up on New Japan World now if you want to watch it for free. But thanks to Chris Charlton, I think we might have decoded what it's about though. It had a countdown of 1,991 hours, which from that point Charlton worked out would be New Japan's Power Struggle pay-per-view event on the 5th of November. And according to Enahito, Minoru Suzuki from Pro Wrestling Noah said last month there is the last Time Bomb. So it definitely looks like we're getting some big New Japan versus Noah tours coming up. Second half of the undercard started with the Ring of Honor World Title match, Jay Lethal versus Satoshi Kojima. Jay Lethal hit the lethal combination and Hail to the King for a 2 count. Kojima turned lethal injection into a Koji car. There's a great bit that followed where Kojima used Tenzan's moves, the Mongolian chops and the Anaconda Vice. There were some near falls for Kojima, but then there were 2 suicide dives from Jay Lethal, and then Lethal hit a low blow and got the lethal injection for the win. 3 stars. Much like the previous match, Lethal was using this to hype up his match with Adam Cole at Death Before Dishonor. Then you had an 8-man tag, Los Ingobernables de Japón versus Michael Elgin, Tanahashi, Juice Robinson and Kushida. Elgin hit a double Bulldog Slam on Naito and Evil, and then hit a simultaneous Samoan drop and fallaway slam on Bushi and Sonata, just showing off the strength he has. Evil hit a Fisherman's Buster on Juice Robinson for a near fall, and Evil eventually got the fall on Juice after hitting his Evil finisher in a 3 1/4 star match. It looks like we might get Elgin versus Naito as an upcoming program, as well as Bushi versus Kushida. Co-main 6-man tag had Okada, Toru Yano and Naomichi Marufuji versus Bad Luck Fale and the Guerrillas of Destiny. A Rainmaker on Tangaroa gave Okada, Yano and Marufuji the win in a 3-star match. I thought this was pretty disappointing for a co-main event of a big show like this. Okada taunted Fale after the match. He then asked Marufuji if he wanted a title shot afterwards. Marufuji asked the crowd and it was a unanimous yes. Cannot freaking wait to see that. I said before on the day 1 review, I think, that it would be great to see that match happen on a Noah show. All in all, the undercard had nothing amazing on it match wise, but there was a lot of solid, consistently good matches. I would definitely recommend seeing the Noah versus New Japan 8-man tag for sure. Maybe also Yoshihashi and Ishii versus Great Bash Heel. That tag match was really good as well. I want to thank you for watching this video. Thank you for staying with me through the whole G1 if you've been watching from the very beginning. First time I've watched every single tournament match. They started great and they finished incredibly. If the format is changing next year, I can't wait to see what they do with it. And I hope you all subscribe because I want to keep doing this. I want to keep covering New Japan, maybe even the occasional Noah or Dragon Gate show. There is a very good chance I'll be reviewing this Sunday's Super J-Cup finals, for example. Bit sad it's all over, but there's always next year. Once again, thank you for watching. I've been Matt. That has been the G1 Climax 26.